if you're new here, my name is Kristen, your average everyday Catholic mom, and I know I recently posted a video about why I'm not doing YouTube, why I don't have time to do YouTube, but I really feel God telling me that yes, I do have time. After I posted that video, a neighbor of mine asked to trade babysitting weekly so that she can go to an appointment. So that's some free time right there to shoot a quick video. I'm also considering a gym membership, and if I plan my time well, I can work out, shower, and edit a video while my daughter is in the childcare there. That should free up my time instead of uploading and downloading to different devices like I used to. Also, I can quickly take notes on my phone and read my notes to you from my phone instead of writing them down by hand like I used to. So all these different ways I feel that God is telling me to get back on YouTube have been just coming into my life. My neighbor gave me a ring light for free. I don't even know if it's making a difference, but I'm using it because I guess that's what people do. Anyway, I'm really feeling the call to get back on YouTube. I think I'm going to post every Friday morning because I want to make sure I'm not thinking about YouTube on the weekends, because that's when my husband's free and I want to make sure that I'm spending quality time with him on the weekends. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I just want to do a quick little book review on the book Interior Freedom by Jacques Philippe. I received it recently at my women's Bible study White Elephant Swap this past December, and I read it really quickly because it's on Audible and it's a really short book. So I actually listened to it quickly, and I don't have it with me to show you because I already passed it on to another woman in my women's group, because when I find good books, I like to just pass them on to share the good information. I love this book so much, so I want to share some of my notes with you. You can listen to it on Audible. I highly recommend that even after watching this video that you go and read or listen to it, because it's wonderful, and I'm not going to cover the whole book like I used to before becoming a mom, because now I don't have time to do that anymore. So here are just some of my favorite bits from the book. Also, when I started the book, it seemed a little dense, but it gets lighter, so don't let that scare you or discourage you. It starts off a little dense, but as you get into it, it's light. It's a pretty easy read, so just continue on. Okay, let's get into my notes. Everyone desires freedom, but it is often unfulfilled. Freedom enables love to flourish. Love equals happiness. True freedom is a gift from God. God is love. The Holy Spirit enables us to have faith, hope, and love in all circumstances, which is the pathway to freedom. In our world, there's this false idea of freedom. The false idea is that the more options we have, the more freedom we have. For example, if we had the choice to choose some trial or suffering in life or some comfort or luxury, of course, most of us would choose the comfort or luxury, but that actually is not the answer to happiness and freedom. Suffering is a part of this life, and as Christians, we know that through suffering, we grow as people, as Christians, we grow closer to Christ, we grow in virtue, and the more we grow in virtue and the more we become like Christ, who is perfect divine love, the more happy and free we are, because God is love. Hopefully that all makes sense. Forgive me if it doesn't. I definitely have mom brain, and my daughter is always going through some trying phase, and it makes me tired and frazzled. Back to my notes. Accepting suffering with peace is no longer suffering. Christ gives us the strength for the suffering of this world. Those that avoid suffering at all costs actually become unhappy. Fear of suffering is actually the worst suffering. That is actually what hurts us. The fear of suffering, not the actual suffering. We need to acknowledge that the suffering will help us to grow in virtue and to grow closer to Christ, and to accept the sufferings that come our way with peace. Stop dreaming of a life without suffering. That's life in heaven, not earth. Oh, I really love this part of the book. Not always being sure of God's will is humbling and protects us from spiritual pride. I love that, because you know how sometimes there are decisions that you really don't feel God guiding you one way or the other? That is by design. If we 100% knew God's will for every moment of every day, we would have pride because we would be overly confident that we are living perfect, holy lives. And reading that in this book just helped comfort me so much, because there have been so many decisions throughout my life that I'll think back on and think, did I choose what God would have wanted me to choose? And now I feel free to know that that's all part of me growing in virtue and being humbled. And here's my final note from the book that I really loved. When we don't forgive, resentment fills our thoughts, and we're not free to focus more on our healthy relationships. So if you're holding a grudge, holding resentment for someone or something, you have got to forgive and let it go, because that's holding you back from the good things, the good people in this world. Anyway, that's all I have to share. I loved this book so much, Interior Freedom by Jacques Philippe. Definitely check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are having a beautiful week. God bless you. Bye.